There we go.
Amazing. Okay, so you're gonna pin Casey. Welcome, everybody. Let me see if I can pin. Oh,
I did.
okay, perfect.
I picked Casey.
Everybody see Casey?
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Are we still letting people in, Diane?
No, we're at 17 and no one's coming in yet, but I'll keep an eye out.
Would you like to get started, Tina?
I would love to get started because I know your time is precious. So let's get started. And there are some people that said they couldn't come but wanted the recording.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to get this beautiful, amazing journey underway. And I'm so happy to be here. This is one of my absolute most favorite things to do, is to be in an intimate setting with humans that just are willing to widen their lens when it comes to their health. And so for those of you that do not know me, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Casey Tom, and I am an American and trained in Scandinavia. So I've been in functional medicine for 18 years. And when I say I'm trained in Scandinavia, what that means is they do not offer functional medical doctoral programs in the United States, Canada, or Mexico. So 18 years ago, when I was finished with my undergraduate work here at University of Kansas, I was going to go into strength conditioning with professional athletes as a strength conditioning coach. I played Division I soccer, was an athlete my whole life, wanted to continue to work with athletes. However, when I walked into the locker room of the Major League Baseball team I was interning with in my 5th year, I could not unsee what I saw. When I walked in, and we all looked to the professional athletes as the epitome across the world. We idolize them because of their ability to perform on and off the field or court. And then the care they are supposed to get is supposed to be unmatched. And when I walked into that locker room that day of the Major League Baseball team, and I went to the front of the locker room, and there was a rather large, big silver bowl in what looked like a trophy stand filled with ibuprofen. And the athletes were coming off the field to come in to get their treatments from the training room and whatnot, and the sports medicine team. And they were taking handfuls of ibuprofen as they were walking into the locker room. And then there was the training staff sitting off to the side, holding cortisone shots up, asking the players, where do you want them? Hips, knees, ankles. And it was at that moment I had a decision to make. I could be a part of the problem, or I could become part of the solution. So I walked out of that internship that day and in search of what could I study to actually make a difference. And through different mentors, I wanted to go into functional medicine. However, if I wanted to get a functional medical doctoral degree, I had to go outside the United States. And so the top programs at the time were at Lund University in Sweden and Ghent in Belgium. I chose Sweden. I went to school, got my doctorate, and then I opened up a telehealth practice because I couldn't practice in person in the United States. Telehealth medicine for functional medicine. And I have 3 other doctors from Copenhagen that work for me. And I service patients in 22 countries. My specialty within functional medicine is disease, autoimmune disruptors, hormones, and performance recovery. Now, for those of you that are not privy to functional medicine, it is the study of the function of the human cell. And then you go on the different tracks that you want to specialize in. And if there's one thing I know this for certain, the last 18 years has proven this. The world is sick, and we're just getting sicker. And we need preventative wellness. I believe now more than ever, people are desiring to really understand their health. I believe that people really do want to understand how they can be in the driver's seat of their health. But unfortunately, I believe you all also understand that a confused mind does nothing. There's a lot of confusion out there. People don't know what to do. And so I'm here tonight to allow you all space to really see what can be possible from a very simple point of view, to be in that driver's seat of your health that you all deserve to be in. And I'm so excited to share with you what you can do to really allow yourselves to live in this beautiful game of life and not just exist. And I want you all to think about right now, Do you actually feel good? Do you know what it's like to actually wake up with energy, with vigor, and with zest, getting out of bed ready to seize the day? Or do you need stimulants all throughout the day just to get through the day? Do you sleep through the night peacefully? Do you look in the mirror and actually like what you see? Are you actually happy with who you are? These are the conversations that are necessary but are avoided because people don't want to feel anymore. But it's important to be in touch with who it is that you are, so then you can have clarity as to where it is you want to go when it comes to your health. But you got to ask yourself, how did we get here? How did we get here to the point where we are living in a world right now where we have people that are sicker than they've ever been? People have more health problems at earlier ages than ever before. The average 35-year-old is being prescribed, the average 35-year-old is being prescribed 10 medications and the need is less than one. The average 55-year-old is being prescribed 16 medications and the need is less than two. Do we have a problem? We didn't used to when our food was actually good for us. Hundreds of years ago, food was our medicine. We didn't have to worry about pills and medications and vaccines or anything. None of that existed because the human body was in an environment to be the beautiful self-healing organism that it is. We lived in a time where we got all of our phytonutrients, vitamins and minerals, beta glucans, omega-6 and 3s, all from Mother Earth. Unfortunately, this is where we are at today. We are living in a time where the human race is overfed and undernourished more than ever before. The human body is more inflamed than ever before. And we are living less and less, more high quality of lives than ever before. And we're dying at earlier ages. And it's because of what we're putting into our body. And our body is full of inflammation. Our body is a literal ticking time bomb and you don't even know it. And why don't you know it? Allow me to introduce you to omega-6 and 3 balance. Now, you might be sitting here wondering, I don't know what that is. Your omega-6 to 3 ratio is the absolute most important number for you to know within your blood report. I like to call this your critical mass number. Why? Doctors don't tell you about this. And why is that? Now, this isn't political, this is factual. Western medicine doesn't want you to know about your omega-6 to 3 ratio because if you actually got your body into balance, you wouldn't need medication. Now, omega-6s are our essential fatty acids that are inflammatory, and omega-3s are our anti-inflammatory omega. We need an abundance of omega-3 in our body because omega-3 fatty acids are what keep our cells in balance, the 73 trillion in our body, and omega-6s are our inflammatory omega. We only need a little bit of those though, just so that if we cut ourselves, our blood clots. Now, the perfect ratio of omega-6 to 3 is 1 to 1. Science does allow and recommend a 3 to 1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3. However, we started to see the turning point in about the 1960s. I like to call this the terrible trifecta time. Why is that? That is because it was during this time that we had a mass influx of the human population post-World War II. Women decided to go to work. Women didn't want to stay home anymore. So insert at-home fast food, also known as TV dinners. Hello, Hungry Man and Schwann's. Lots of omega-6. And then introduce Monsanto, mass production of food. So as you can see, it just became a domino effect of inflammation over the years. Our human bodies have become more and more inflamed, full of omega-6, and it's not getting better. Now you have to understand what's the repercussions. The more omega-6 you have in your body, the harder your body has to work and the less you're actually going to live every day. People that have a high amount of omega-6 in their bodies are operating at about a 20% capacity. Now, what does this exactly mean? When you have a lot of inflammation in your body, You cannot function at your highest level. You have reduced brain function, hair quality decreases, heart function, organ function, digestive function, metabolic function. Everything down regulates because your cells are hard and rigid. You can't absorb nutrition and you cannot release toxins. So imagine that all 73 trillion of your cells are hard and rigid like charcoal bricks, not very functional. Imagine that you're walking around with charcoal bricks in your body. Imagine that that's not very conducive to your health. Now, you do have the ability to actually have soft cells. You have the ability to actually really absorb nutrition and release toxins. You have the ability to actually live and not just exist. You have the ability to actually thrive and not just survive. You have the ability to be present in your life when you're in balance. And guess what happens if you're not? Take a screenshot. And I purposely pulled this from 1999. Diane, can you please mute people? Diane,
Yes,
Barbara,
we're
can
doing
you
it right
mute,
now.
please? Thank you. These are the afflictions from the last 26 years that still stand true today. You might be looking at the screen and think, wow, I lost my mom to dementia, or maybe I lost my father to Alzheimer's. Every single one of the afflictions that you see on the screen in front of you is 100% preventable. Your Western med doc won't tell you that, but science sure does. The only reason why any of these afflictions ever become active is because you have created the environment in your body for them to become active. Afflictions can only become active in human bodies that have inflammation. Inflammation stems from cells that are not in balance. Here is a list for you to screenshot. I made this for you all. It's the top 10 signs that you might have omega-3 deficiency. You might be reading this list and think, wow, that's me. What do I do? If you do nothing, you have no idea whether or not every single day you're walking around in the danger zone. And you don't want to be in the danger zone because tonight could be the night you go to bed and it's the last night you go to bed before any afflictions show up tomorrow. Are you going to be proactive or reactive about your health? And this is why I fully believe in testing and not guessing, in taking you from hope to belief to then fully knowing about your health. And it all starts with this, the Zinzino balance test. Yes, HbA1c and vitamin D are very important, but the most important one is our balance test. Now, why would this balance test be so important? Because this dry blood spot test, I'm sure Tina has some there for you guys to hold if you're in the living room. This dry blood spot test is analyzed by the #1 GMP contract dry blood spot analysis lab in the world. That's Vitas Analytical Services. Now, Zinzino pays Vitas millions of dollars a year to analyze these dry blood spot tests because you get to see 22 different biomarkers. Wet blood draws just read the plasma. They don't actually get inside your red blood cell membrane. So you're given index scores and ranges, and you have actually no idea as to what's really going on inside your red blood cells. But when you take this test and you get your results back from Vitas, you have the ability to actually see where it is that you're at with your health. Take a look at this result. This is a 38-year-old woman who's fairly active, works out a lot, but horrifically out of balance, 36-1. And remember, none of your personal information is compromised. You're registering with a patient ID number. This woman's protection value is 0%, zero omega-3. Her index score was insufficient, mental strength, cell membrane fluidity, and arachidonic acid index, all horrific. No wonder this woman was overweight, felt terrible, couldn't burn body fat, woke up in the middle of the night, and didn't feel good. This 36-to-1 balance test score was me a year and a half ago. And I'm a functional medical doctor, and I was this out of balance. I didn't eat a lot of omega, never took an omega supplement. Why? Because I learned in functional medical school how terrible they are for the human body because they're oxidized and rancid. But let's get honest with ourselves. Who wants to eat 700 grams of fish a day? Not me, but my body was bleeding of inflammation. These were my biomarkers. I was mortified because I've had the DNA stripping testing done where frontal temporal dementia and heart disease are dormant in my cells. Every single one of you on this Zoom have DNA predisposed diseases laying dormant in your cells, just waiting to become active. How they become active is with inflammation. I was a literal ticking time bomb, but now I'm not. If you look at this screen, you won't, this is individualized data-driven analysis. I had no omega-3. I was in the negative, if you can see this closely. I had negative 88% EPA, which is what's in my brain, and DHA, negative 41%. No wonder I was a hot mess express. But now I'm in balance. I'm actually 1.3 to 1, and I've released 26 pounds. When you give your body what it wants to have, it says thank you. I don't believe it creates miracles. It just says thank you. The whole world is out of balance right now. We've performed over 1.6 million tests. We're not looking too good. But we can get you into balance in 120 days. That's exactly what I did. And how are we going to do it? I want to introduce you to the BalanceOil, an omega supplement that actually works. Why does this work? You see, BalanceOil is not a fish oil. This is a blend of 60% oily fish and 40% pre-harvested extra virgin olive oil. So this bottle right here that you see on the screen is what I call the Mac Daddy of oil. It's the Louis Vuitton, the Rolls Royce. And the entire formulation is patented by Zinzino. The reason why this works is because polyphenol encapsulates around the oily fish, allowing it to stay stable and not oxidize in the human body for over 35 hours. In order for oily fish to insert into the red blood cell membrane, it must stay active for at least 24. That's why no other fish oil works. If you've been taking it, I'm sorry, you've been wasting your money. It's sitting in your plasma, not actually getting your body into balance. Don't believe me? Take a balance test. Now, Zinzino has a couple different options for you. We have our traditional balance oil, and then we have what I call the Mac Daddy. This is your premium version of oil. And this, my friends, has 4 times the polyphenol in it. And it is incredible. So with 4 times the antioxidant power, if you're very immuno-inefficient, this is the oil for you. Anyone can take this oil, but especially those with compromised immune systems. Now, you dose the oil by your body weight. Once you're taking the oil, after 120 days, you're going to take another balance test. 97% of people get back into balance in 120 days. The 3% differentiator are those that are just so wildly out of balance that they need 2 or 3 cycles before they get into balance, or they just are really bad at taking their supplement. The quality efficacy certifications you see on the bottom of the screen are very important. You're not going to see those on any other supplements. Why? They're very expensive to get, and you have to have rigorous manufacturing, sourcing, and distribution. Independent temperature-controlled manufacturing facilities. Zinzino has that. 88% of the supplement industry in North America is produced in heavy metal factories. Why? Because it's cheap. But you're ingesting more heavy metals and arsenic, leads, and mercuries. So this is why this is so important. Another incredible product that you have in Canada is called Viva. Viva is a saffron-based nootropic. And that's the most studied spice over the last 3 to 5 years. It costs $5,000 per pound to purchase saffron. And that's because saffron's works with your body. It's a spa for your mind. And so what that does is it works with your neurotransmitters to bring you to a homeostatic environment, which is fascinating. It's such an amazing product for those that have ADD, ADHD, anxiety, depression. It's safe enough for someone as young as 6 months old to be on up to adulthood. Same with the balance oil. The balance oil should be started with children starting at 12 hours old in the hospital. Everywhere outside the United States, they dose children with omega at 12 hours old. Why? Because children and babies up to age 12, 80% of the brain is omega-3. They need that in their body. And this is why you've been invited here tonight by Tina. You 100% need this in your life. Because if not this, then what? If not now, then when? And the beautiful part about this is you have the ability now to get into the driver's seat of your health. You have the ability to take a test and not guess. But don't just take it from me. It's something that everybody needs. And so, Tina, I don't know if you wanted to add to this. I would love it if you would just share with everybody what you're so excited about. And I'm so excited to be sharing this journey. And if any of your guests have questions for me, I am happy to answer them.
I know Tash is here and she is vegetarian. I would love to, she was asking if we had a non-fish oil. So can you talk about the one that's available in the US right
We
now?
do have a vegan formula derived from seaweed that's available in the United States. Canada only does not have it available yet. Canada and Health Canada, well, Health Canada is stuck in the 80s. If it was up to Zinzino, we would have the full product line in Canada. But, you know, Health Canada gives you a run for your money, and Zinzino's doing everything they possibly can to get the full product line into Canada as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so Tash, what we could try to do is get it shipped to Rydens. And we can go on a girls' trip or something and go grab it. We'll figure it out.
Is it the same?
Oh, can you talk about the differences? Do you have clients on the vegetarian, vegan compared?
There's not any difference. It's just the sourcing. But I have vegans that take the traditional oil. So Mike, I always get curious just, you know, as a doctor, why you choose veganism and what is it about the fish that you won't take? Some people are honestly just allergic to the fish, but I have converted a lot of vegans to the traditional fish oil. So because it's omegas and it's just, it goes intracellular. And so if it's a belief system, of course we support that. Everybody can make their own decision. But I have gotten a lot of vegans in Canada to just take the traditional oil.
And then can you
But
talk,
there's no difference, Tina, in regards to bioavailability, potency. It's just derived from seaweed.
okay, and can you talk about the quality of the fish that they choose? I did some research on how they're doing, the lab is actually doing so much research about the Scandinavian seaway and fish and things like that. Like just the quality of the fish.
Yeah. So the quality of the fish is unmatched, just like I showed you guys those certifications. It's anchovy, sardine, and mackerel fish that comes from the coast of Chile and the coast of Iceland and Norway. And so that's where it comes from. And then those quality efficacy certifications that I showed you guys, they wouldn't get those if they had more than 1% mercury. So if they do, then they throw the batch out. And then my next question is, do any of you guys eat processed food? Raise your hand in the living room or any, does anybody eat processed
Try
food?
not to, but hey.
Okay, so my question for the processed food eaters, do you call the company and ask them where they're sourcing all their ingredients?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So what's the difference here? It's
Yeah.
the moment it becomes a supplement, people become doctors. Well, how's that Chick-fil-A? Did you ask Chick-fil-A where you got that? Or how about that, those box of crackers? Did you call the company to see where they're sourced from? How about get back to me and let me know.
Yeah. No, that's really good. I like that.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have questions? Did you want to talk about, arthritic pain at all?
Arthritis goes bye-bye. You won't have any arthritis on on that balance oil. It'll rid you. So let's make it really simple. So all of you guys, just think about anything that causes inflammation, anything at all. Rheumatoid arthritis, joint pain, working out causes inflammation. We do need a little bit of that, but it does cause that. Just think of anything that causes inflammation. That's cells that aren't balanced. When we balance the body with omega, the balance oil, there is not room for inflammation to be in the body because we are making a body that's anti-inflammatory. So anything that's been caused by that, we remove it. Patty, how do you get tested? Maybe you missed some of it. Is Patty online? Yes, she is. Patty, did you miss my presentation? Did you join late?
Few minutes late, but so do you go through this company?
Yeah, so we go through V-test. Yeah, I mean
Okay.
you go through Zinzino, and Tina can send you a link, and the test comes right to your home. So it's an at-home dry blood spot test, and you perform the test, and then you put it in the mail, and it goes straight to V-test. And then you register your test online, and then you get your results 120 days later. No, you don't do any special diet for 120 days. It's all about intracellular health. It's all about getting your cells into balance. We have plenty of people that don't change their diet at all and they come into balance. Some it takes 2 red blood cell cycles because they don't want to change anything. They want to still drink their beer, eat their processed foods. But here's the deal. Food doesn't go inside the red blood cell membrane because people will say, well, Casey, if I don't change my diet, how is it even possible that I get back into balance? It's because the Zinzino balance oil goes inside of the red blood cell membrane. Food does not. Food sits in our plasma and our digestive system. And so that's why it doesn't matter how crappy your diet is. And if you don't want to change anything and still eat your Kit Kats and hoo-hoos and ding-dongs, you'll still get into balance in 120 days or maybe another red blood cell cycle because we're going inside the red blood cell and we're working on the cell membrane becoming soft and visceral and balanced. Does that make sense, Kim? Perfect. Great question.
Any other questions, guys? We got Casey, all the.
Well, if you don't also real quick, guys, if there's a question that you don't want to ask to the group, you can reach out to Tina after the Zoom and then Tina can connect you with me privately if it's easier to ask a question in private. I'm here to support all of you guys. Tina's my business partner and I'm here to support her in every way that I possibly can. So just know that I'm here. But Catherine, it sounded like you had a question, dear.
I have actually many questions.
Well, I have 20 seconds, Catherine. I'm kidding.
Oh dear.
No,
So
I'm kidding. You're good, Catherine. Go for
are
it.
there 2 different, I wasn't quite sure. Were there 2 different omega products or just
Yes.
one?
There was 2 for Canada. We do have 4 different omega products, or actually 5 total, but in Canada, there's only 2. In Canada, there's the traditional oil, and then there is the premium oil. The premium oil has 4 times the polyphenol in it from the raw olives. And so it increases the antioxidant power, which also increases your ability to become more immunoefficient.
And how do we get the price point on these products?
Diane?
Yeah.
Canadian?
Yep.
Do
Do you want me to go through the
you want to go through that, Diane?
Sure. So how it works is, and I know there's another question from Kim in the chat after the 120 days, what are the next steps? So essentially how it works is you would start with the Balance Plus Test and Oil kit, and it is 166 Canadian. So everything on the Canadian website is in Canadian dollars plus tax and shipping. And so you'll start 166 that offers you the first test and your first oil, and also the second test that comes in your 5th auto ship, so that after the 120 days on the protocol, as Dr. Casey mentioned, after your full red blood cycle, you're going to get the second test to come in automatically, prompting you to take your progress test. So that's the 166. And then every month that you are on the protocol is $56 per bottle. We do have a chart where it'll tell you exactly how much you would need per month based on weight. So this is not a one size fits all, which makes you wonder too, when you're just popping a couple of the capsules, no matter how much you weigh, you're not getting what you need per weight. So this is very customized, just like the actual test is customized for you in the PDF that you get with your baseline test and also your progress test. So does that answer your question?
It sounds, okay, I'm a little confused. It sounds like it's an auto ship type of program. And
It is
one,
a protocol, yes.
okay. Now, if you need more than one bottle, does it ship every month? Let's go there. Is it a once a month shipment?
So it,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Well, you're customized to what your results are, what you need to take in relationship to your body weight. How do you know one bottle is going to meet your needs for the month?
So
It's
we have a chart,
Yeah.
Catherine, we have a chart for you. And if you weigh more than 160 pounds, you're going to need more than one bottle per month. If you weigh
Okay.
more than 160 pounds, that's if you're taking more than 10 milliliters a day, you will need more than one bottle of balance oil.
Okay.
And then I saw a question in the chat, Kim, after 120 days, stay on the oil. Test every 120 days. If you don't want to test again, you don't have to, but you want to stay on the balance oil because these are essential fatty acids, guys. Again, we don't naturally produce them. So either stay on balance oil or go eat 700 grams of fish a day, your choice. I prefer a 1 second shot. I think most of us would, but it's up to you. But yes, we've been here for years and the people don't come off the balance oil.
Is the premise of the company that if you take this balance oil, that no other supplements are needed?
No, this is just omega. Catherine, do you have a camera? I would love to see your face. I
Oh,
love
I'm a disaster, but what the
Okay.
heck?
No, Catherine, you're not a
I'm at the
disaster. Oh my God.
cottage.
So, Catherine, no, so this is an omega supplement. This is omega.
Okay.
So yeah, this is not take away from anything like all your other supplements. This is strictly omega.
Okay. It just sounded like this was going to cure everything by itself.
No inflammation, which is the root cause of every single
Right.
disease.
Okay. Okay.
Great questions, Catherine.
oh, I've got lots. I'll just ask one more. Is there a website to go to? Because I've never heard of this particular company.
Yeah, this company is based from Scandinavia out of Gothenburg,
Yes.
Sweden, and we've been around for 20 years.
And
And
I can't believe I haven't heard of you.
well, that's because you're in Canada. I hate to say it, but that's because you're in Canada, unfortunately.
So
And
what is the website then to go to?
Zinzino.com.
Tina will give
Okay.
you everything that you need. Yeah.
Okay.
guys, I'll make sure I email my website link as well for you all. And Catherine, you're not alone. Kristen and I were like, what? How did we not know about this before? So, because we always typically try to get in on cool products in the market, and we did not know about this. So we're also surprised that, and even you, Casey, you're like, I was over there, and why
Yeah,
didn't
so Zinzino was around when I was in med school, but the balance oil hadn't come out yet. And so I went to school in Scandinavia and still didn't know about Zinzino. And then when my chiropractic friend from Ireland talked to me about it a year and a half ago, I was honestly pissed. I was like, why did I not know about this? And all of my classmates and colleagues from med school just assumed I knew. They're like, Casey, we just assumed you knew. I was like, well, I didn't know. And the amount of people I could have helped you guys if I had known about this in 2012, 13 years ago. Yep. But now I do. And now we all do. And we can do better.
So Tina, how did you stumble across this?
Kristen,
Ah, okay.
If Tina didn't say anything, I was going to tell you it was the nightclub, but she already told you.
yeah, I've been no, just kidding. We have a few questions in the room here.
Actually, I have a question. I've been putting my hand up, but I just want to interject because I have a hard stop at 8 and I'm very interested. So first of all, for anyone who doesn't invest in an omega, I think the price point is great. I take an omega regularly for inflammation. And my question to you is, I'm very interested in this. I find my stomach, I'm having problems with my stomach.
That's because your omega is rancid.
I don't think so. I don't think
But-
so.
Okay,
Like I've got a good source for it from my naturopath.
great. But
So
Tannis,
I'm just wondering if
Tannis,
I
it doesn't have polyphenol. I don't want to battle you. I'm just going to shoot you straight with science. I have not recommended an omega. I'm a functional medical doctor. I haven't recommended it for 18 years. This is straight science. This is not trying to sell you Zinzino product. I'm giving you straight science, Tannis. Your omega is oxidized. It's rancid because it doesn't have polyphenol in it. And if it doesn't have polyphenol in it, it goes rancid and oxidized and unstable in your human body within 15 hours and sits in your plasma. It is not going into your red blood cell membrane. Don't believe me? Take a balance test. So
Okay.
I just wanted to.
I'm actually I'm so interested. I'm totally interested.
And that's like, and I get that
felt
people are like,
I
Katie, I get,
like, I have,
literally, I get it. I get it.
I have a autoimmune condition that, as a result of it, I have relapsing polychondritis.
Yeah.
So I'm someone who will really, I will try anything, and I'm like, no problem. I think
Throw
the
your,
price,
what omega are you taking? Just curious what the brand is.
I take, oh, I've got it at work because I take it at work because I eat at work. I can't think of the name right
Just
now.
throw it out. It's not doing anything for you. I know that's hard to hear,
Right.
but I'm here to be
So
respectful.
that's okay. But what if, so my other question is, another thing I worry about with any of the omegas I take, because I definitely notice a difference with them. So I'm hardcore about them, but I do worry so much about the microplastics. What is your take on that?
Yeah,
Like, it's
all about
impossible to get away from them.
Janice. It's about the manufacturing. Yes, there's tiny little bit of microplastic in everything that we eat. Like even in my canteen and in my water that I get that's hydrogen that I spend $5,000 a year. Yeah, there's microplastics are inundated in our environment. We're absorbing them through our skin. We literally cannot get away from microplastics, unfortunately. However, to alleviate the amount that you take or that you ingest, you want to be taking supplementation that has the quality stamps of approval that Zinzino has, which I guarantee you that yours doesn't have. And that's because ours go through rigorous sourcing, manufacturing, distribution procedures of testing, and that they have to meet these standards of efficacy. And if they don't, batch is thrown out. They test for microplastics. Everything has to be less than 0.001%, or else the batch is thrown out. And that's why every product has 12 different stamps of quality approval. So yeah, we're not going to ever run away from microplastics. They're part of us, but we can 100% do better due diligence in the quality of the items that we're putting into our body. And so that's why the BalanceOil, it's better than what you're taking right now. And that will help to alleviate those microplastics.
Okay, I had a third question. Can't remember what it was, but that's okay. Good. Thank you.
No problem.
You can always come back with it, Tannis.
Yeah, Tannis, you can always message me out. Like, Tina can connect you with me. I'd be happy to answer any other questions you have. Guys, I love Tannis. Like, she loves her omega because she's been told this is the best. She's been told her omega is amazing. So I meet a lot of Tinas that are like, well, crap, Casey, I've been taking a great omega. I'm like, well, actually, you haven't been. And so I understand the feeling of disparity and the feeling like, well, gosh, I've been spending my money on all this and I've been told it works, and no, it doesn't. And so, and that's okay. I'm not here to be your best friend tonight. I'm here to be your lighthouse. I'm here to tell you the things that you might not want to hear, and that's okay. But I'm really grateful for the people like Tina that are willing to speak up and say, Casey, no, I'm doing this. Because it's personal, especially when we're spending our money on health. Tannis has an autoimmune disruption. She wants to feel better. And well, Tannis deserves the best of the best. And so thank you, Tannis, for your bold bravery, and thank you for your passion behind. I appreciate it.
I got a question from the room. They're showing me this plant-based. Do you know that one?
No, it doesn't have polyphenol in it, so I don't care.
Oh,
Not
the-
think
the-
we know if it doesn't have fully formed, then it doesn't digest in our cells.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
and I can show you
It's
a
so
nice
funny that
webinar
I
with,
was looking up omegas like this last 2 weeks, and then I see you,
I
and
know.
now I'm here.
Wait, what's going on? I can't hear anything.
My friend Tash said it's so crazy that she's been researching omegas for 2 weeks. And
Oh.
then we went out for my birthday and here she is.
Like, mentioned
Yeah.
my- except for my omega.
Yeah, that's awesome. Karen, you wanted to know how long the test takes to get your results back?
10 to 20 days.
Okay, and do you want to come closer? I know you had a longer question and I couldn't hear you from
No,
here.
that was
That was
basically it. So you do the test, blood test.
Yeah,
Get your results, but by then you're starting the oils.
yeah,
Yep.
For the 120 days, you redo the test.
Yeah.
Test again.
yes,
Is
Yes.
Is this an MLM?
of course.
No, it's not an MLM. This is a dropship e-commerce company out of Scandinavia.
Questions. Once you're balanced, so all the dosages are based on weight. So once you're balanced, does the dosage change? I have a health background. I am a nurse. And then my other question was, because
Can we start with the first question? The first
sorry,
question, you're good. Yeah, first question. Yeah, you dose by your body weight, 100%. But depending upon what your score comes back at, if you're over 25 to 1, will increase you 5 milliliters a day. And then once you're back into balance, you'll maintain your dosage based on your body weight for
Okay.
maintenance.
because I'd also be interested in the gut health as well. So are both products kid friendly? Because anything natural that I take, I like to.
Yes, the balance oil should be started at 12 hours old, right out of the womb. Balance oil should be started at 12 hours old. Viva can be taken starting at 6 months old. If the child's having a hard time sleeping, one Viva, crush it up, put it in their applesauce or whatnot, and that'll get them into deep and REM sleep cycles.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have more of a question that I want to share. So we're talking about Omega and what's in Canada. The gut supplement is in the US, but I want to order it and go to.
You mean the
Live.
xenobiotic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that you want, that's the Mac Daddy. That can be given as young as 6 months old as well.
This
Yeah.
one, that's this one?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
So-
one I was looking at too.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
the
we-
gut health. So it's 8 different strands of prebiotic fibers that are released on a time release throughout your digestive tract, which is why people that take it, and when you take xenobiotic, it actually increases the absorption of the balance oil by over 42%.
So we're at the 10-minute mark and Casey has a sharp cutoff. But can you talk about the Viva that we have in Canada?
I did earlier. Do you want me to talk about it again?
I want it because I was going to get I must have missed something when I was running up to get somebody.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I talked about it, but I have no problem. I'll totally do it again. So the
Oh.
Viva, guys, is your saffron-based nootropic, and saffron has been the most studied spice globally for the last 3 to 5 years because of its properties from a neurolinguistic and neural transmitter standpoint within the brain, bringing your neural cognizance back to a home base, meaning a spa for your mind, for lack of better terms. So think of it as anything that's not in balance in your brain, Viva saffron brings it back into balance. So ADD, anxiety, depression, fear, scarcity, worry, doubt, PTSD, all of that is a neural in cognition. So we want to bring you back to cognizance, and that's what saffron can do. And it's been amazing to see the studies that some of the best neurologists in Germany, Berlin specifically, like at children's hospitals and different medical facilities that work with children that are on the spectrum with autism, what the Viva's done for them and their ability to really communicate better, but also sleep well. Pair that with the balance oil, and same with soldiers coming back to civilian life after being away and coming back without having to deal with a lot of PTSD because we dose them on Viva.
Would that be great for a brain injury?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So what about I consume often sea buckthorn,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
fine.
yeah.
Yeah. No contraindications with this.
Mhm.
Great question, Barbara.
I
But
had-
would it be sufficient? I guess that's a question.
Well, that's a completely different product. So, I mean, what's your purpose in the buckthorn? I'm going to ask you on that.
Well, I grow it and I consume it. So,
What are you hoping to get out of consuming it?
antioxidant, polyphenols, and the omegas.
So it doesn't, I mean, this far supersedes it. So if you really want to, I mean, you know what'll be great for you? Take the balance test, see where you're at. Since you've been consuming it, see what your balance score comes back at. But I probably guess you're not in balance, but I would take the test and see where you're at.
Mhm.
And then we can go from there.
I had another question in the room.
I have room for one more question. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, you guys. We can always do a round two. We can always schedule another meeting. I'm here for you guys. I have another presentation to get to.
The best product for someone that's an adult that had a childhood brain injury and that experiences hypomania occasionally.
So did you hear that, Casey?
I heard the childhood brain injury, but then experiences what?
I think it's hypomania.
They need BalanceOil and Viva, downregulate inflammation and increase homeostasis in the brain. All right, you guys, I'm sorry that I have to jet, but if there's any questions that Diane and Tina cannot answer, please, Tina, connect me with them. I'd be happy to be of service in any way I can.
And although Casey has to leave, Diane is still here. So everybody don't get off. We can still go through some more questions. But Casey, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much. And have an amazing night, ladies. Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Casey. Hi, everyone. So yes, if you have any other questions that you'd like to ask, we're more than happy to stay on a few extra minutes if that helps.
Could you spell the name of this company? I'm on my phone. It's very small, and I'm not exactly sure how to spell it to search it out on the internet.
Oh, yeah. So, Tina, do you want to make sure that you have your link sent to your participants to take a look at everything? And what we could also do is I'm happy to also be on any threads so I could send appropriate resources. I've been partnered with the company directly with Dr. Casey over the last almost year now. I've been blessed to have traveled all over the world from Thailand to Sweden to Scottsdale with all of the scientific advisory boards. So I've got a slew of specific video resources that would help to answer all of these amazing questions directly for depending on what it is that you're looking to achieve with your health. So I'm happy to be on a private thread, just like Casey as well. So let me know. And then I know that Tina, if you wanted to, we could even put your link in the chat. If you wanted to send that to me on Facebook, I can happily put that in the chat if that helps.
I'm gonna grab it right now for you guys.
And then what we could also do is we can go right to the BalanceOil Plus test. The great thing about the Canadian website is very simple, simply because we only have the two products, which are the two top products that work unbelievably when it comes to not just physical, but mental wellness. So the Viva, as she had just shared with you, and then the Omega Balance oil, which is amazing. And then obviously the testing. So if you want, let me know if you've put that in the Facebook Messenger that we're in, and I can happily grab that for you.
And okay.
How are you consuming the saffron?
Just popping it in your mouth.
So is it in a capsule?
It's in a tiny, tiny little pill. It's
Oh,
super small.
okay.
And it's all, I just want to also share too, Casey went through rigorous
Oh, I
description
see. Okay.
of everything.
And do you need to take it with food?
It just depends on your sensitivity. So I mean, so let me know, Tina, when you're ready to throw that in, and then I'll go and find it for the group. So everything that we have here is a food, right? So although you're supplementing with omegas and you're supplementing with the saffron, it's considered a food. So that's what makes it really powerful. I can actually just give me 1 second. I'm going to show you this saffron.
I'm having trouble finding my link on my phone and it's not on this Mac computer to send
But
yet.
Tina, I'm assuming that we can follow up with all of this through you, right?
Of course.
Like
Yeah.
you brought us together, and so
Yep. So
there'd be no
here's,
reason not to do this through you.
yeah, it's through Tina.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here as a support system. So I was
Sure.
introduced through my friend. My friend actually called me from Oslo, Norway back in 2024. I've been in the wellness industry, wellness space for 25 years from my own story of autoimmune TANS. I was actually diagnosed with celiac disease when I was 23 and have since healed my body. A lot of times with autoimmune, if you're not privy to the fact that when your body's in its best environment, you can heal anything. And so I no longer have the markers for celiac. I worked with my naturopath in Canada, and I've healed my celiac disease, literally.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And so for me, that was, that was a 10-year battle of thinking that I had a life sentence, and then only to find out through my own understanding of wellness, whether it was Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, osteopathy, all of those things combined with nutrition. So that's why I am, adamant and just very, very passionate about helping people to understand that it doesn't have to be a death sentence. Does it heal overnight? No. And do I say that, we're going to cure anything with what we're doing today? No. But when your body can create the environment of wellness, then things are going to start to unfold. And I also am certified with medical intuition, which also taps into how emotions hold real estate in the body. So I'm very, just like Kristen had shared her story, Tina, it's just, we're really creating a community of conscious aligned partnerships to teach people how we can actually allow our body to hold, because our body is our meat suit. This is what we're gifted while we're blessed to be here. And so whenever we can create an environment for it to be able to heal and to work through processing cell health, it means everything. So I want to share with you, this is what it looks like to have, I don't know if you can see my little pills here. You
Yeah.
just literally pop them. They're tiny. I take them through the day. They're absolutely amazing. And they're safe. Threw one of them fell on the floor the other day. My dog decided to have Viva. He was happy all day. So I don't have to worry, right? I'm not worried. I give my dogs omegas every single day, and I'm in Mexico. So I do have xenobiotic available, and my veterinarian is actually one of my business partners. So she has swapped out all of her omega products, which was actually even more expensive for the omega. And now she only uses omega from our company for all of her dogs and cats. I actually work with a cancer specialist, a veterinarian cancer specialist in Guadalajara. Their post cancer treatment with IV chemo, it's mandatory for their animals to be on omegas. So I had said to her, have you heard of this omega? And so she's also, because they need a high quality when you're doing IV chemo. And so this is not just for humans, this is also for animals. We don't test animals, by the way. The company would not recognize the testing. So there's just, and I learned all this in Thailand when I was speaking with the scientific advisory board. So whatever questions you have, we want a million questions. That's the most important thing. So we honor all of the questions. I just want to be a level of support here through Tina's community, with Kristen and also with Dr. Casey, so that we can support you at the highest level. So
Yeah, I think it's great. And I think it's like we were messaging Tina, it's serendipitous. I'm doing really well. I'm doing well with my health, and I can't say enough about the difference that the omegas have made in my health. And of course, I'm going to try this just because Tina's got a stamp on it.
Yes.
Really, that's honestly, if Tina's doing it, why wouldn't I do it?
Yeah. You can't lose here, especially when you get tested.
Why wouldn't I? Like, it's just sort of a no-brainer.
Yeah, and I'll share my story as well too, just with the couple of moments that we have. So I've been in the wellness space, blah blah blah, healthy, keto, biohacking, fasting, metabolics, meditation, very much into the emotion and physical. And when I was introduced to this, my friend who had called me from the laboratory, he called me from Vita's lab, saying this is something significant that we have to take a look at, and I trusted him. I end up thinking, well, and people would say, oh, you're going to be the poster child for balance. I'm like, well, let's just take the test. I was 24-1. I was 24-1, and I was angry because I was angry for a minute because I thought, how is that possible that I don't drink alcohol? I'm not like, I don't go out very often. I cook my food. I do my best to source the products that I ingest in. Plus I'm meditating, plus I'm hydrating, all these things. And when I was 24-1, the thing that happened for me was, oh my gosh, what is everybody else's number if I'm 24-1? And so my whole family is on it. My nieces, my nephews, my brother, my sister are both business partners with me. You know, it just, I thought, who else doesn't know their number? And so this was back in 2000, like the last year. And then what I had done is I, you know, took the oil every single day while I was taking the oil and sharing it. I had my best friend Camilla, who's here in Mexico with me. She's in her mid-60s. She had texted me 6 days on the oil and said, I can close my fist. And I didn't know what she was saying. I said, okay, what do you mean? She goes, no, Diane, we're on the oil for 6 days. She would not be able to close her fist at all for years because of arthritis. And she went like this. She picked me up. We went to a breakfast club and she goes, look at this. This is 6 days. I'm like, are you kidding? So these were things that, so the empirical data is outstanding, right? That's why we work with so many wellness clinics. You know, my best friend Cassandra's an osteopath in West Vancouver. I'm working with acupuncturists, functional medicine doctors, chiropractors, iridologists, homeopaths. Anybody that's working with the body knows that their treatment is only going to be more receptive when the cells are breathing. Because if you're doing chiropractic work and adjustments, or you're doing acupuncture, but the cell's not receiving it, it's going to take longer for your product or for your treatment to help to support the body. So that is why, Tanis, like you said too, is like, that's why people who understand the body and they understand cellular health are saying, yes, please, please let me put this in clinical setting. Please let me use this as a complementary product or tool in my toolbox, because I already believe that when the cells can breathe, we can also get the body back to its natural state. That's what osteopathy is. How do you get your body back to its natural state? So Cassandra of our division of InSync Natural Health in Vancouver has since implemented this to every single patient that she's working with. And then she, as an osteopath, went to her osteopath 2 weeks ago for treatment, and her osteopath said to her, "Your body has 70% more fluidity than the last treatment that I did for you."
Oh,
And so
nice.
Cassandra said, "I'm going to talk to every osteopath." Not because we're trying to sell oil, but because she said every osteopath needs to have this in their protocol. And so that's why, you know, even for you, Tanis, I'm excited for you, because if you're already feeling good on the product that you're taking, imagine what can happen with a product that's going to test and prove that it's not rancid and oxidized, that it stays in the body 36 plus hours, that it's stable to absorb properly for you to actually get the benefit. And then my test 120 days later is 3.3. I went from 24 to 3.3. So now I'm semi-balanced. So I still have a little bit more work to do, but my gratitude to be able to see from a 24 to a 3.3 is significant for me in my life. I'm 48 years old, and I thought, what if I went 10 more years not knowing a number? It's not going to get better not knowing, but it's only going to get better knowing. And so my gratitude for being introduced through my friend Jared, who called me from the Vitas lab, is so significant for me, because now I know that I'm doing something for now and also doing something for the 10-year later version of me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a hard stop. I have to go. It was nice to meet everybody. And Tina, I trust you're going to be sending the links so I can.
And I'm gonna get Diane I sent you my number and I
Oh, you
can't figure it out with my phone. I'm sorry.
That's okay, no problem at all.
Okay. So thank you very much for
Thank you,
all of that.
everyone.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tanis. One thing I wanted to tell everybody, so there's a few options, because obviously when I had it, I wanted my son with high functioning autism and ADHD. I've been on the bike telling you gotta do this. Because her little guy has trouble sleeping. I took about a month to research, just because I researched the hell out of everything, and I just took my test last week. So I don't have my results yet. But guys, I can tell you one thing. After I learned about this, I know, it takes about a week to, like, it's quick. Everything takes, I'm just gonna unpin you, remove pin. But guys, so after I started researching, I learned how to read the reports with Dr. Colin, the scientific advisor. And I was like, oh my God, I had a fatty acid test back in 2016. And I was doing it as a practitioner because I was doing IgG intolerance testing with my BIE. And I was able to do this, but I wasn't trained to read it. So I did it. And the doctor called me and said, did you have your results are very off. Did you have like a burger and fries the day before you did this test? And I was like, no, and I was quite offended. And I was like, I just put it off because my focus wasn't on omegas. I don't know why I didn't listen. My value was 31 to 1 in 2016. And I was already doing my microbiome certification. I was already on my path because I had already had the kids by then. So I was already on my healthy path and I was 31 to 1. And then my protection value was 36 and my mental health was 4.3 to 1 and it should be less than 1 to 1. So like these are all the things that we'll learn. And you guys, the education doesn't stop tonight. Tonight is more, let's get tested, who wants to do it. But there's so much more to learn and share with everybody. And then there's some options for you guys. If you want it for yourself, but you want to have this habit, but you want it for free, you could be a customer. And even as a customer, you get a website to manage your orders, but you'll get a link. So you could give that link to people. And if you have 4 customers, yours is for free. So there's, you don't have to do this as like a lot of practitioners bring it into their businesses as an option because it's so easy. Like you can test. And for me, it's enabling people to see their own results and be able to take their health into their own hands. That's what I like about it. You can test, see, and do. And then there's the option to join us in sisterhood and in becoming a partner. And for that, then you can talk to us online. So there's different options, but truly, I'm just really excited to get my results and get going on everything. I've been on the oil, I started this week, so I don't have any stories to tell you, but there's been so many stories that I've heard. And really, like I can send you guys the research with Dr. Collins, and even he says, I don't care about any story. I'm all about science. So that's why he joined. And I tend to be the science mind as well. So that's why I listen to all his stuff and I can send you guys stuff. Last but not least, if we want to get in a group chat so we can all learn together, sometimes it'll ding. So this is the thing. There is a group that's large, or I can create a smaller group for us to share our results. It's really up to you guys. Yeah, so tonight I have 5 kits because I used 2 for me and my husband. I held back on the 2 kids because I decided to have you guys, people here tonight. And I gave 1 to my mom and 2 to my cousins while I was in Quebec. Yeah, so I have 5 right now for those in the room that do want to test tonight. And for everybody else, did you get the link?
I put the link in the chat. Yes, it's right there for the Canada thread. And then we can just share with you. You would just go to either the subscriber premier kits for BalanceTest plus oil. I just grabbed your link, but I didn't go to that page yet, but it's easy to find on the website. And we'll help. We're here to help anybody if you wanted to get supported with what it looks like. And again, we can go through the investment. It's significantly comparable to what you would get on the market, but what you're getting on the market is not comparable to what we have. So it's not like this $200 a month investment. So I just want to share that with everyone. We can go through that again for any
Diane,
questions.
I have one more question because
Sure.
I know for me as a business partner, shipping comes back in my account and I could use that shipping as Zcash to purchase stuff. Is that the same as a customer? Like if a
Yep. It's a dollar for dollar. Anything that you invest in shipping comes right back to you. They pay you right back all of your shipping. There's a new caveat now that just happened the last day or two. I'm actually speaking with the sales. She runs field operations for all of Canada. She's out of Nova Scotia. She's been with the company for I think 9+ years. So I just noticed because my osteopath Cassandra just mentioned. I think what they're doing now, because Canada has had some higher than any other country pricing for their shipping, has nothing to do with the company, has everything to do with Canada shipping. So now what they're doing is on your auto order, because it is a protocol, you need to have the auto order so they know to send you your next test after the 5th auto order, is they're having it so they're only shipping the oil every 2 months, batch twice, right? So say if you order today, you would get your order and then you would pay your auto order like a normal monthly payment, but then they will only ship it after 2 months to save you. So now you're having your shipping, which is amazing. They finally just implemented that, I think, in the last week. Kristen, I don't even know if you're aware of that. But I just, yeah, so that's amazing. So that also helps to have the shipping. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. I just wanted to, I wasn't fully certain if for the customers.
Yeah, the customers and partners, we all pay the same. There's no like try to come in as a business so that you can get discounts. We don't do that here. It's all clean. We all pay the same, it's all clean. Everything that we get in partnership and building community and creating conscious alignment with practitioners or whatever that looks like. It's the same thing. So it's called Z for free. So you actually get, again, if you wanted to have, we all have an affiliate link. So if you think about like AG1, all these different, every health and supplement company has an affiliate program because we're the ripple effect. And so we have that for customers. If you have 4 subscriptions through your own link, you're going to get your oil complimentary every month. And you also get your shipping back in product. So it's amazing. As long as your Zinzino Cash wallet has enough to pay for that order. So let's say, for instance, this is only $39 for 60. So this lasts me, you could take 2 in the morning, 2 before bed, one before bed. You find your own flow when it comes to Viva, depending on what you're looking for. So for me, I know that after a few months with my shipping, I'm able to go into my wallet and say, oh, look at that. I can afford to get the $39 Viva and just use that just to get free product.
So can you explain to me, I know that, I just forgot her name that did all the presentation.
Casey, Dr. Casey.
Thank you, just left my mind. She said it's not an MLM company. I've been involved with USANA, and maybe I don't understand, and I don't have a problem with MLM, but it sounds like when you've got a customer, if you've got an affiliate program, there is some sort of a hierarchical structure. Am I misunderstanding how this company works?
No, so it's not really hierarchy. So we are e-commerce dropship hybrid. And so
And that's a new word for me, so I don't understand that.
Oh, no problem, Catherine. That's why we're here. So we are an e-commerce business. So it's like, so I sent the link. You could order it. We're in 180 countries. So like it's anywhere, right? And so we are in over 180 countries. So anyone around the world that is available, they can buy it on e-commerce, just like Amazon, right? And so that's why we're called e-commerce dropship, meaning you just drop ship it right to your house. You don't have to carry stock. So just depending on how you want to see yourself involved in it, in partnership, if that's something that you want to do. There's a very distinct difference between MLM and something like network marketing. MLM is just, it's not unlimited depth, but that would be more of a conversation. Should you want to have a business conversation, Catherine, I'm happy to share that with you. But it's essentially utilizing the e-commerce platform so that we can share it with more than just our local community, and we don't have to hold product, or we could do both.
Is the website quite comprehensive?
Super, so simple.
Okay.
It's amazing. Yeah. And so again, Catherine, we are here to support you at the highest level. If you wanted to have a 20 to 30-minute Zoom to help to navigate, to understand how to get your order in, how does the auto ship work? How do you test your blood at home with the prick test? Where do you go and enter it all? Everything's anonymous, by the way. And we also have a declaration of destruction of all of your blood is destroyed after it's analyzed. It's very, very forward thinking. Scandinavian and Norwegian companies are just not the same caliber as, nothing negative, but it's just that they a very different caliber, let's just say that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I just had a quick
Thank you.
question, if it's
Sure,
okay.
of course, absolutely.
So you're talking about a dry blood sample. So is it just a finger prick type
It is
thing? Is
super
all
easy.
it is? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
it's we have a video for it. I've actually done some Zooms for people where I'm like, okay, open up your kit. We're gonna prick you on a Zoom. But it's super simple. Doesn't really, it's like you would do if you're testing your blood glucose and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'd say like we've done it like for food intolerances and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I was thinking it's probably the same idea type of thing. Okay.
Yeah. And then everything is self-explanatory. There's a little like hazard bag. You stick your blood in. It's a dry blood spot test. So you're like taking little dry blood spots on 2 circles. We put it in there. We actually sent it to Concord, Ontario, so you don't have to worry about mailing it to Oslo, Norway. And then they batch it in Canada, and then they send it to Oslo for us. And that's why, again, 10 to 20 days, it just depends on. So I always like loosely try to say like anything under a month, you're going to get your results back. And then
Perfect.
it comes in a beautiful PDF, tells you everything that you need to know. It's very comprehensive, and we have a video to teach you how do I understand my data. So everything is very self-explanatory, but we also have our community that we're working with. So I'm working with Tina and Kristen and Dr. Casey every single day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm very interested in your story because celiac is in our family, and it's definitely something that we've struggled with, myself, my daughter, my son. So I'm really curious. Same thing, working with a naturopath, and again, just slowly healing, but I think this is just going to be a game changer too. So
Oh, that's amazing. It's anything I could do to support you. Please just through Tina, reach out to me. I'm just here to serve and to work with our community because of my story, right? I think that when you go through certain things like that and then you find solutions that you just want to yell it from the rooftops, right? It's personal for me.
100%. Thank you.
Welcome.
Amazing.
Anybody have any other questions, Tina? Let me know before if you want me to stop the recording, and then I'll see about getting this wonderful presentation edited so we could take out the things that don't serve us. It's fine. We are all good.
Oh, good.
Yes. So you can contact me. I'm going to send you I'm on because I'm in just wonderful Mexico. I'm actually going to give you my that's my phone number on WhatsApp, 1174113. Feel free to connect with me. I'm happy to support anything. So that's my WhatsApp, and it's Diane Lozo.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, so you guys have my link. We're gonna send the recording. I'll email everybody my website and recording via email. And that's why I got everybody to register. And if anybody is going crazy tonight and wants to order while we're testing, because we're gonna start doing the testing. Diane is here to help.
Well, too, Tina.
Yes,
And-
Kristen as well.
So if you message me, I can get you in a 3-way quickly, and they can help you if you want to do it tonight. And then while I'm here with the girls, because some people have some time limits, so I do want to get testing for those that want to test.
Great. So do you want me to stop the recording now, Tina?
Please. Thank you, everybody.